The Crap Fest continues in the Final Destination, the fourth entry in the horror movie franchise that's been reinventing death. The one thing this series has been notorious for, and probably the only thing I really like about it, is the inventive and pretty enjoyable death scenes. Now, the only ones I really liked in the series, I didn't care for the first one. The second one was probably, between the first and the second one, my favorite in the series. The third one was completely unnecessary, and I just really didn't like it. The second one I liked because it tied in somewhat to the first one, and they kind of talked about that. I kind of liked that juncture, but in the end, they were still pretty unforgettable movies. Now, I used to be a somewhat big horror fan, I enjoyed horror, but now when I look at it, there hasn't been that many good horror movies today. And now when I heard the Final Destination Halloween 2 would both be released in the same weekend, I was a bit, confused why they would do that, but now I see why. Because then people have a choice between which movie they think is going to be worse. Which movie I thought would be worse is Halloween 2. So I decided to go with the one that seemed at least more fun because of the 3D. And I have to say, if anything in this movie's defense, if the 3D was just good. If you're going to see it in 3D, in any format, then see it in 3D. Because the 3D was pretty much the only redeeming factor in this movie. The plotline is nothing new and nothing really interesting. The only thing I can say that has this movie going for it is kind of a change of pace. The deaths are a little more inventive because I can't really say that for sure if I haven't seen it in 3D, but the 3D do make them seem more interesting. The other thing is just the writing and dialogue is absolutely 10 times worse than in any of the other movies. The other ones that have to actually seem like it'd be something people would say in the situation. Now it's just completely bizarre and out of place. Now some of the dialogue you just don't see coming. I mean, it's really stupid and really unnecessary. Watching this movie takes a toll on you because you're not sure if you should be scared or offended. This movie kind of questions your intelligence. I mean, how far can you go with the same plot line that you've reused in every single movie so far? I mean, it's the same thing. They basically tell you in every single movie you can't outrun death. So why make a sequel with kids trying to outrun death? Because at the point and moral of the story is that you can't outrun death. Don't try to avoid it. Why would they make another sequel? Because if you can't outrun death, then you're going to die. Why would you make a sequel in the beginning? You know every one of the characters is going to die. Now, the first one, you were kind of shooken up because you didn't expect it. The second one, you started expecting all those people to die. The third one, you didn't care because you know all these people died. And fourth time, every time someone died, after the cool death, you started to roll your eyes because everybody, if you see someone in the theater who's like, oh, I can't believe they were going to die, they tell you at the beginning of the movie, you can't outrun death. But people try anyway. Now, this isn't even a fun summer horror movie. The only thing it has going for it is, as everybody's been saying, is the 3D. But after a while, the 3D kind of gets annoying because you keep seeing blood and stuff flying at you, which is all so cool. But if you can't be drawn into a movie, then kills aren't really going to satisfy you. Especially because, at least in the third one, I accepted it. I was like, you know what, fine, I'll accept this movie. It's so bad, but at least it's trying. This one did not try at all to be a movie. It tried to be a compilation of people getting killed. Which I know, please don't yell at me, but I know that that's what the movie's about. But they couldn't have tried just to make it interesting. They could have had just something different. They didn't add a plot twist or anything. It's just the same exact movie rolled out with new characters. We've had airplanes, highway car crashes, and even a roller coaster. And the roller coaster I thought was pretty cool because I always wanted to see what that happened on a roller coaster. And then we have a racetrack. When I saw it in the trailer, I was like, oh, that could do something really cool with it. And that's not, when I saw the footage, I was like, oh, there's got to be more. No, there's really not. When you see the actual scene, it's not that interesting. They could have done something really cool with it, but they didn't. And that's why I'm saying this movie didn't try. It had a lot of potential and a kind of interesting premise, but it really just failed on that. If you're a fan of the entire series, I can't really tell you if you're going to like this or not. Most horror movie fan people probably will just enjoy it for the cool, entertaining 3D kills, which is why I'm saying see it in theaters. And as many others have said, wait for DVD if you can't see it in 3D because it's not worth it otherwise. So, personally, I think the series is just running down. Please don't make another one. This should be the final destination. Please let it be done. This movie is just bad. There's no other way to say it. I'm going to give it a 3.5 out of 10. So see you guys, and that's my review of The Final Destination. Upcoming reviews will be of Halloween 2, another horror movie, and Taking Woodstock.